Hey everyone, welcome back to day 13 of our 21 days of prayer and fasting. My name is Grace McInnes and I get to serve as the children's pastor here at Highlands. It is day 13 and it's Friday. You're all doing a great job. It's almost 2 weeks since we started our fast, so I want to encourage you to finish this last week strong. We will be better because of it. Remember, we will be gathering for corporate prayer next Wednesday, the 26th from 7 to 8 p.m., both in person and online. And our worship night is next Friday, the 28th at 7. This night is always so good, so invite everyone you know. We will worship together as a body, pray over needs that we have, and thank God for His faithfulness as we step into this new year. Be there. 1 week from today, you won't want to miss it. Our chapter for today is John chapter 13. And we are going to focus on the topic of serving others. I know it's a hard topic to discuss when we are all just wishing that someone would serve us a burger right about now, but serving is something that is so important and is talked about often throughout the Bible. In this chapter, Jesus shows us how He serves the disciples. And what's cool about this is a lot of times Jesus speaks in parables, giving us ideas or using a representation to teach us something, but not today. Jesus literally shows us how He serves. In John 13, 4 through 6, it says, "So he got up from the table, took off his robe, wrapped a towel around his waist, and poured water into a basin. Then he began to wash the disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that he had around him." Jesus began to do the job of the lowest servant in the house, washing the disciples' feet. This was the night before the torture of the cross. But Jesus didn't think of Himself. He thought about loving and serving His disciples up until the very end. The disciples in Luke 22:23 are found entering this same room before this dinner, and they're all debating who among them is the greatest. But what Jesus did on this night was illustrate true greatness. Jesus rose from supper, which was a place of comfort for most people. He laid aside His garments, took off His covering in front of them. He took up a towel and got ready to go to work. He poured water into a basin and was ready to clean for others. Then He began to wash their feet. Jesus didn't just do the part that everyone would talk about and wash their feet. He did all of His own preparation as well. Then Jesus explains to the disciples why He's done this. In John 13, 12 through 16, it says, "After washing their feet, He put on His robe again and sat down and asked, 'Do you understand what I was doing? You call me teacher and Lord, and you're right, because that's what I am. And since I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you ought to wash each other's feet. I have given you an example to follow. Do as I have done to you. I tell you the truth, slaves are not greater than their master, nor is the messenger more important than the one who sends the message.'" Jesus is making this plain and simple for the disciples, and also for us. He says, if I, your master, can serve you all like this, you should be serving one another too. Not just your friends and your family, but everyone around you. Jesus knew that Judas was in the room, and Judas was about to betray Him that night. That's the next part of this chapter. Jesus knew, but He still served Judas, just like everyone else. And I think it's hard for us to even fathom that kind of love, but that's what we should be doing for everyone around us. This section ends with Jesus telling them in John 13:17, "Now that you know these things, God will bless you for doing them." God is telling us that as we serve, He pours back into us because He's just so generous. And today, as you pray, ask God to show you not only who you can serve, but how. Maybe it's your family, your kids, your neighbor, or your church. But let's pray for the ability to humble ourselves and serve one another, to serve and touch the lives of everyone around us simply because Jesus lives on the inside of us. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you back here on Monday.